guys, welcome to True Motion. I'm Jaron Bruman, and for today's video I want to talk to you about why your lower back hurts. So low back pain, this is a very common ailment that people tend to deal with on a day-to-day basis, a very common type of pain. And while there are a lot of treatments surrounding low back pain, not a lot of people understand some potential influences or causes as to why the low back may be flaring up or why it might be hurting in the first place. So I want to talk a little bit about some of those influences today. Before I do that, I do feel it prudent to mention that there are different interpretations of pain, different levels of it of course, as well as different types of low back pain. There could be some sort of trauma inflicted from maybe a particular incident. There could be some sort of acute damage to the low back. What I'm specifically referring to today is this real common chronic ache that a lot of people tend to feel on a day-to-day basis, and for many people, unfortunately, they've come to just accept it, maybe go through some sort of temporary relief of it, but I think it's a more prudent approach to understand where the influence may come from and deal with it accordingly. Okay, so we talked a little bit about different types of back pain, and we are specifically referring to this chronic dull ache that people tend to elicit on a day-to-day basis. For many of us, maybe it's just not there in the morning. It's something that just creeps in on us throughout the day. For many others, it just sits with us day after day, and we just unfortunately resounded ourselves to the gallows to just live with it on a day-to-day basis. And of course, maybe we seek out different types of treatment that may give us some temporary relief. But for the purpose of this video, I want to talk about some huge environmental influences and some common behaviors that may be contributing to this constant chronic issue. So one potential influence here is going to be sitting. Okay? This is a very common behavior that our current culture tends to promote a lot of, and it's going to have repercussions and an impact on our locomotion and our motor skill functions. So I want to talk a little bit about some of those repercussions. With regard to sitting down, right? Stress is going to be a big key here. So, and this is something that we'll talk about in future videos about how stress and different types of stress are going to affect us. But for the most part, a lot of us are sitting down in this state of what you would call hip flexion, right? Where my hips are flexed, my hips are in this shortened position, and I'm undergoing a lot of stress throughout the day. And that could be good or bad stress, but either way, it's this sort of neurological load. And my body is a phenomenal thing to be able to adapt to different types of stresses, but unfortunately in many situations your body tends to adapt to stress and it tends to get stronger in this particular context. So when it comes to, let's say, standing, walking, running, or any other sort of locomotion, sitting down for long periods of time is going to have an impact on that. So I want to make it very clear about the steps to take to help alleviate or combat some of these environmental influences. Now, it's important to understand what exactly happens when it comes to sitting down too much. One such thing is going to be this type of gluteal amnesia that occurs. Your brain literally stops connecting with some of these tissues. And when it comes to this whole concept of gluteal amnesia, it's crucial to understand that there are going to be other byproducts of it, such as really tight hips, and in future videos we'll talk about how to alleviate tension in the hips. It's going to result in a lack of stability around this lumbar, which then you tend to get this overactivity around this thoracolumbar fascia, and it starts to become overactive because you don't have your powerhouse here. Crucial that we have our glutes to do majority of the work. The glutes need to be the powerhouse behind any of our locomotion, whether that be walking, running, jumping, throwing, anything that we're doing needs to be driven from these gluteal structures. And if that's not there, you're going to have repercussions somewhere up the rest of the chain. When it comes to sitting down, it's not always just tightness in the hips. A lot of us can tend to elicit this rounded position. This is going to have repercussions in the call it the core area. And these are also steps that we need to take to combat this tightness here. So, chronic low back pain, compensated glutes, okay? A lack of, let's say, intrinsic core stability here, and these are things that we want to watch out for on a day-to-day basis. In future videos, we'll talk about how to get the glutes turned back on, how to unlock the hips, and really get our bodies moving with fluidity and power again. Crucial to understand influence, crucial to understand what sort of behaviors we're going through on a day-to-day basis and how this is going to impact our locomotion. It's not enough to just go into activity to try and compensate. We need to take technical and proper steps to alleviate the tension in the body, to alleviate these barriers that we're essentially imposing on ourselves on a day-to-day basis. So it's crucial to be cognizant and be aware of what we're doing on a day-to-day basis. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, do me a favor, hit that like button, give it a share if you think that somebody else may benefit from it. Hope you enjoyed it. Please stick around for our future videos. I'm Jeremy Bruin with TrueMotion. Thank you very much.